really hope that worked. Yeah, it did. Awesome. Black screen, what? Oh, there we are. Alright, so, got a type def, right? Now, weird things, in type def, that's not allowed. You have to resolve your generic types. You can't just have a generic and then this here becomes generic. Doesn't work. Now, currently, you can't do this. That doesn't exist. So, not good. There's also a few more things that don't exist, like there's no generics for functions. That doesn't exist. What else? You can't do this with any kind of generic struct. That doesn't exist. So, not fun. For structs, I'm not sure I want to allow this because structures are very specific things. And you kind of want the implementation to cover all of the types, but for functions, there's like, you can already have like, you can already have multiple versions of functions. Does define really not? Okay, I guess I messed that one up. I have to figure out what the keyword is here. Okay, that's what it is. It's exactly what I thought it was going to be. I will reinstall the extension in a second to fix that, but you can do stuff like this just fine, right? So there's already precedence for this kind of thing. So having like, your generic implementation that uses T, and then having a not as generic implementation where it's like, okay, T has to be roughly equal to this type, and then it'll match. Now, I don't know if I want to do rough equivalence or full equivalence. Rough equivalence in this case for types specifically is like a untyped pointer is roughly equivalent to any pointer type, but not the other way around, actually, for a few reasons. Safety being number one, but yeah, so it's like, I don't know. I kind of want to do something like this, but I don't know about rough equivalence or actual equivalence. Um, so, and then there comes the issue of like, what if this is a thing, right? Like, what if you have types like this, and then you only fulfill one of them? So I can't even use. So I mean, if I did rough equivalence, I couldn't use the hash anymore. If I did full equivalence, I could use the hash, and I'm currently using the hash of the types inside of the arguments. Just because it's easy. So, yeah, that's interesting to think about. I'm also working currently on doing some Windowsy stuff. If I open Discord real quick and get the link I need. There's a Discord server. I talk about different things I'm adding pretty often in there whenever I am working on this, and I'll say when a feature's done, or if I can't upload something that I'm working on to the GitHub yet because it is broken or whatever. So I would go there if you want the most recent updates. Anyway, this is so here's the WinMain entry point. I need this if I want to create EXEs. And what I'm going to do, because Windows is absolute garbage, um, I am going to create my own runtime. Is this not in the standard library? I forgot where I put this. Oh, right here actually. Here we go. Yeah, it's in this just test directory. I should put it in the standard library when I'm ready to do that. But this is going to define all of the platform specific stuff. Um, and I hope to at some point add compiler directives like this one here, which will let you do things like this. Um, I'm just thinking about how I want to parse that, and a few other things that I need to think about. So, yeah, this all looks fine. I had also learned that there was a bug for a little while uh, when I added namespacing, where if you didn't do a global import, or no, this is when I think this was added when I made imports private. And if you're wondering what I mean by that, you can now do public imports like this, and the hope is to soon be able to support packages. Um, so I'm trying to think, do I have an example? Yeah. So like if I were to create a package here and I were to call it like, I'm trying to think, uh, OpenGL, right? That's a thing. It would be nice if I could just have an all.bcl in here, and then I could do like public import. Um, what does OpenGL have? Like context. There's context in OpenGL, right? Like contexts all do that. And then when you import um, this all module, it will automatically get these contents, and it'll also be a star import in this case, but if you did a non-star import, then you would have access to context despite not importing it directly. Before this was a default behavior, now it is not, because it's kind of a bad idea and can cause a lot of problems. Um, it'll also cause uh, so doing public imports normally in this new way can also cause problems, but at least you have to have certain intent when you do it, and you aren't accidentally able to go through. Is top chat not real? Does that not exist? Okay, there we go, live chat. Anyway, so you have to be very specific, and you really have to say that you want to do this. So I think that's definitely important. Yes, I said I was going to reinstall this extension, so I guess I will do that. And as long as that worked, there's no reason to not work. That's actually very interesting because I used the word struct. Whoops, forgot to change it. So do that again. Whoops, that does not reload. There, that should do it. Yep, and there's the defined keyword. All good to go. This should actually fix, like this. This was broken. Now, it's not actually doing it correctly. Like if I inspect the tokens, this is just source.bcl, and not how like this one is done, where it's entity.name.structure.bcl. Now that really isn't important unless you have very specific highlighting. But I don't think I know of any highlighters that would do things differently here. So, not a big deal. I forgot. I think since the last stream I've added this, this, the string thing worked, but I think that worked in the last stream. Yeah, so I don't know. I also have a few other ideas that I want to do. Like one of my ideas was to support better, what do you call it? Uh, Trying to think, sorry. I'm really blanking. Operator overloading. That's the words I'm looking for. Jeez, I'm sorry. To support better operator overloading, I'm thinking instead of all AST nodes just having a pointer that you can get, they will also have a store method or something similar, or an assign method, where if you try to assign to them, it'll do a specific set of actions. Now this is going to default to just like assigning with the pointer. No big deal. Assuming the node is assignable, it'll do that default behavior. But if the node is non-assignable, or sorry, no, let me rephrase. If the node um, if the node wants to overload this, like in the case of a index operator, then it can do special behavior, like ask the type to set at a specific position when indexing instead of just doing the normal get index, and that returns a pointer normally, but that is not a good idea to have this return tons and tons and tons of pointers. Very bad idea. So I don't want to do that because in like that case, if this vector, if I did allow operator overloading for the index operator, which currently is not a thing, and I did example vec 0, right? That's fine. This will dereference automatically and get the value, but the method that is being used for this overloading will have to return a pointer. So I have to dereference that, and that is, that's fine here. And it's fine if I have x, get a reference to x. No big deal. The problem comes in when I have this. That's not good, right? Because the pointer is going to be a heap pointer, but that heap pointer will not stay around at all. Now, I could do some special stuff, and what I mean by that is allow even more operator overloading, and allowing like define dunder deref, right? That's a thing that types have. They can have deref operator, and I make the index operator by default use the deref operator on the thing. Okay, and then I could have a struct and call it index result or something similar. It'll be generic, and look something like this. And then now a vector has a pointer to a pointer in it. Both of those pointers are allocated for the heap. It's both heap pointers. One of them is just so basically whenever you use a vector, you're not just going directly to the vector, right? Because this data is not shared between copies of the vector, and everything is copy when passing, always. Literally everything is a copy. Storing something, it's a copy. So, let's say I just had a reference count as an int and not a pointer, just somewhere on the heap. That'd be bad. And the same goes for if I deallocate some space in order to allocate another spot with more space on the heap, expanding the vector. Uh, if I don't have a pointer to a pointer, then one of the versions of this vector will be left with an invalid location for where the vector's data is. That would be very bad, and it may be able to index it if it does have access, or it could cause a seg fault. Who knows, right? So you want to avoid that. So I can do this, and I could have the array pointer, and that's an untyped pointer. Uh, and then I could have the index, right? And that would just be an I64 or a size T or something. Actually, I64 I think is better here. By the way, I hope to soon add implicit integer promotion. I'm just still not sure how I want to do the case of passing a U64 into an I64 field. What happens? So, I don't know. Right, because promotion, you're not losing any data. Floats are weird, and I don't know if I want to do automatic promotion for that. I would have to see what people like to do usually. Um, because floats aren't stored like ints. They're kind of like scientific notation. Um, where you have a like a what do you call it? Like something raised to a power times another number. So that's like um 0.7 times 10 to the third or something. Like that's scientific notation. Same goes, but I think it uses like instead of 10 it's 2. Uh, so very weird and gives you a good bit of imprecision, not to mention you cannot perfectly represent some decimal numbers in base 2. Um, that's just math because you're working in increments of 1/2. So you have 1/2, 1/4, 1/8, 1/16, 1/32, and you have to add those together in some way to get another number. And that's not going to be perfect. So, that's always fun. Um, so I don't know about flow promotion. Because I really do think it could mess things up. Um, I feel like explicit float promotion is probably fine. Anyway, this is what I'm talking about though. You have these results, and then we have deref, and maybe we define the set at, right? Or really, this doesn't need to. Or I guess this would need to be done. Yeah, we'd have to define this. Set at is such a weird one. Because this would only activate in very super specific cases. Like this method would usually be inaccessible in 99% of instances. Because this doesn't happen when you do something like x equals my vec index 0 and then x equals 10. That doesn't do anything. Like that does not activate set at. It would only be in this one hyper specific case, which is interesting. Uh, that would be very weird. Um, hmm. Could cause a lot of issues, but I'm not sure. So okay, set at self, um, and we have the logic we define in the vector, right? Just pass here or something. And then for deref, we also do the same logic. Um, So this could work, right? This is a viable option. I don't like it, because this feels almost a little object-oriented-y, um, where we have these objects that get returned to obscure what's really happening. Now, this is for safety reasons, and so I'm not completely opposed to it because I want to make all built-in types, to the best of my ability, safe. This doesn't mean that you can't do things like uh, circular references that stop an object from being collected. That's a thing. That's going to happen. Um, so you can't completely avoid it. Uh, Although I think it's kind of hard to get circular references just because of the fact that references are stack allocated in my language. They are assumed to always be on the stack. Even if this isn't true, their lifetimes and all of this work as if they are on the stack. The language works under that basic assumption that every reference you get is something on the stack, even if it isn't. Which is fine, right? That works. And that creates some safety because we just assume the worst case and go with it. We do not assume any better cases. So it's interesting. I don't know. This could be weird. Um. Anyway, the references are stack allocated, so it doesn't make sense to increase or decrease reference counts when you actually have a reference, because these are like weak references. Because by the time that reference is out of scope, so should it'll either be out of it'll either be dereferenced before the object is cleaned up or at the same time as. And so you can assume with decent confidence that you should not have access to this object, and that you will not. So I don't know. I'm bad at explaining things. But this is a viable alternative. Anyway, what did I say I was going to do today? Oh no. I don't remember. I think I said I was going to fix lifetimes and constants. So you saw I had a type def in my Discord server, a little checklist for the stuff I want to do for Windows. Need const, directives, complete this WinDef, finish the runtime, use this new runtime, bind Windows API functions, make them use the Windows API to make POSIX functions, and then split the standard library between two versions, Windows and non-Windows, and then have it so when you import it, it does the stuff. Now, I don't know why Windows isn't just POSIX compatible and lets me dynamically link. I don't know. I don't even know where the hell the dynamic linker for Windows is. I'm going to be honest. I spent like 2 days trying to figure that out. And I just could not for the life of me figure out what the hell all those DLLs were. A lot of them, no description, you Google them, it's like third graders talking about Fortnite. I don't know. It's just not, at least when you Google something with Linux, like people have a minimum level of tech competence. And this is not really Windows' fault on that part. But Windows users, this is like the general purpose operating system that so many people use. There are a lot of people with little to no tech literacy. So you're Googling and you're gonna get people who just want to do gaming who are running into weird ass issues. So it's hard to filter through. Like you aren't gonna get those programmers who will be facing similar problems to you. So I don't know. Okay, so now I'm curious. Windows, okay, yeah, Windows default dynamic linker. Where is the dynamic linker on Windows? Right, it has to have one. I would be so surprised if it did not. Like, it has to have one. So Win32 DLLs. Oh, what the f... Don't even know what the hell this is. Okay, so you have to... Yeah. Alright, whatever. Let me just shut up. I can't. I hate Windows so much. Where is the dynamic? Like, I just want to know where it is. What DLL is the dynamic linker? Because I have to be able to load dynamic link libraries. But, guess here we are. Maybe it's a thing, because mapping, high-level concepts, and LLVM. Okay, let me show you this. This here, right? If I go interfacing with the operating system, Windows, hello world, complicated. Declare DLL import. What is this? So I guess I'll okay DLL import LLVM language reference. DLL import causes the compiler to reference a function or variable via a global pointer to a pointer that is set up by the DLL exporting the symbol. On Microsoft Windows targets, the pointer name is formed by combining function. Jesus Christ. What the fuck? I I might have to implement this, but do I link against it? Who knows? Also, all of my object files are in an ELF format, not a COF format, because LLVM11 shits the bed. It's really not LLVM11's fault. It's LLD in that version of LLVM. And my language still supports LLVM11 because I can't get... Okay, compiling LLVM14 for use in LLVM Lite is such a pain in the ass. It took me forever to get it to work on Linux. And then I realized it doesn't work on Windows. That's weird. You know, these build servers that are doing way less steps than I'm doing work just fine. Why is it not working? Because it wasn't working on the build servers for Linux. And I got it to work on Linux just fine. You just have to get a few more libraries. I think it's like lib gxx or something. And you just install it via conda. And that fixed the problem. But Windows is just... I don't know. It's weird. Because everything should work, but it doesn't. I don't know why. Compiles just fine, but the DLL is broken. Does not work. What is it? C types will not bind it. Will not bind the DLL. It refuses. So it's fun. What is this? Oh? Wait, what? Do I need to do this? Oh, is this for global variables? I I don't get it. I don't understand. Anyway, I think I might actually have to do this. I have to add a way to do these. I don't understand. I These look fine. Why is there a get element pointer here? They have a write file, and is it go to the standard in get std handle, std output handle, -11. Wait, I'll have to set a constant for that. Now, I understand why it works like this. It's just why isn't there a standard like write function for writing to the standard out? I just I don't get it. Okay, the whole reason I want to interface with the OS is directly, despite the increased difficulty of doing that, is because I fucking hate putting dependencies on users. I already have to do it, and it's a difficult dependency to compile, right? It's LLVM light, and it would be fine if I didn't have to compile my own fork, but I do, because I use a feature that I put in there, and it's been wow, yeah, almost 9 months, 8 months, almost nine, um, since I've added this feature and created the pull request. I have gotten they refuse to pull it in. I don't know why. It says ready for review, waiting on reviewer. The dude said, "Oh, looks good, great. We'll try to get this pulled in as soon as possible." And this is like they're probably busy. I'm not trying to be rude here. Like I understand. I'm not mad. It's just this is the predicament I'm in. Is it's hard to compile the thing that needs to be compiled, and it's a feature that I added that was supposed to be in LLVM Lite at this point. So it's difficult. I don't know what these are. Overlapped? I-32, Union Anon. I hate. I don't get this. What is this? Oh, I think it does this because it doesn't follow the C calling conventions. So we have to fuck with the ABI a little. Is that it? Is that what that is? I really wonder. You know, I did. Why not just pass an I-64? That's no, cause no, but the alignment's the same. So this would just basically turn into an I-64. These are pointers. Okay, these all get passed as pointers. Good, good, good. So, when you bind a function in my language, it still passes by pointer, even if that's not what the thing you're binding says to do. I need a way to fix that. My idea is to use the deref operator. Uh, right? Because what does the deref operator do? Removes pointers. Yeah? Okay, sick. So what if, I don't know, put in WinDef just because it's a shorter file and it's got Windows stuff in it. If I were to define, okay, we're going to do SDL. I think it's fill or something. No, fill doesn't exist. It's like draw rect or some bullshit. You do something like this, and then there's a struct in here which is like SDL rect. I I don't know if these are actually the names. I built a binding for my language, and it works just fine. But yeah, this is anyway. Let's say for some reason this would require that x isn't passed by pointer. Well, then I'm fucked, and I have to do this. And that would be the idea: is deref. Uh, I think that's an easy way to denote it. It's not a big deal. It doesn't add any syntax to the language. It just is a special condition in here. And I could say that this only works for if you don't include a body, which if you don't include a body, it just means you're declaring and not defining. So like in LLVM, it would look kind of like that, right? It's declare, not define. There's a difference in LLVM. Declare just means I want to get this from somewhere else, I think. Don't quote me on it. I mean, there's a language reference. I just don't read it, and I just experiment until I get there. So my understanding is however I've come to understand it. All right, actually, hold on. I'll be right back. Let me put the beer pack text. All right, I'm back. There. Just whoops. Okay. Go back to the Discord server. There we go. All right. Honestly, don't remember what I was talking about. Lots of properties. I think I have to make these properties accessible. So, fun. That has all those properties. I wonder, when you bind something, I've always wondered this because I don't understand the ABI because all I've done is experiment to figure out how the ABI shit works. So I don't have the most rock solid understanding. Will it automatically dereference if you pass in references? Like, is there... Like, does the linker sometimes insert instructions? Or no? Like, what happens? I have no fucking clue. So, I assume it doesn't. I guess I could test that, but I don't have something I want to test it on, so not going to. This is... Windows is so goofy. I absolutely hate it. What is... Okay, where is Windows default system linker? Because it has to have one. There's no way it does not have one. Because nothing technically stops me from using LD itself as a dynamic linker, but then I have to set that up. And I don't want to. Yeah, so when you Google this, you get Linux. The thing is, Windows has to have a dynamic linker. It literally has to function. Because I imagine the Windows API makes certain calls that... How do I explain? It makes certain calls that change between different Windows OSs, but they like to keep the Windows API, I assume, consistent for backwards compatibility. So, in order to do that, they have to do dynamic linking to whatever the Windows API is on the current system in which everything is running. So, it has to have a dynamic linker to do that for so many built-in Windows apps. There is stuff about you have to download C++ redistributables on Windows, but I think that's just for specific things. But that doesn't like change the Windows API. That changes like libc, I think. If you want to link against libc and the system doesn't include libc and you want to use whatever libc is, you want to dynamically link to that, then you have to get it redistributable, I assume. Don't quote me on that because I don't know. But it has to have a dynamic linker to do its Windows API garbage, right? Where the fuck is it? Where can I find it? Nowhere, apparently. I don't get it. I'm seeing GCC. When does it use GCC? It needs a linker though. So like, I'm getting stuff about the MSVC linker. I don't care about the MSVC linker. I just don't care because that's not what I'm looking for. What is the system's dynamic linker? It has to have one. There's no doubt in my mind that Windows has a dynamic linker. I don't know if I could function without one. Um, Unless people are statically linking to the Windows API. And why, right? Why would they do that? That would be really stupid. Um, I don't know. I don't know how it's done. And I want to remove dependencies because dependencies suck. Um, so I want to do things properly, but I don't even know how to do them the shitty way either. I don't. I don't even know. I can. Can LLD be used for dynamic linking? So in Windows, can you access DLLs without linking against a dynamic linker? I Maybe I should really Google how DLLs work internally. Like, I think that may be a better bet here. Um, I don't, I don't even know at this point. I'm gonna be honest. I am thoroughly confused. Okay, this is some of the stuff I have to do. Now, there's a bunch of constants in Windows, so we're gonna add const. Although I should work on lifetimes. I am confused about where to really go with lifetimes. Basically, there's times where I need to couple two lifetimes together. I've done this in a very half-assed way, but I forgot one case. When you call a function inside of another function definition, and you use, hold on, really blanking. And you use a function who has coupled arguments, then that should couple the arguments of this other function. Assuming like some other stuff, like you pass in arguments that need to be coupled. Like if you pass in two arguments, and then those arguments now have a coupled lifetime, because there's really two-ish lifetimes, long and short lifetime. Long is it lives as an argument to the function. Short lifetime. That is, sorry, thinking. I'm blanking so hard right now. The wow, jeez, my brain is just fried apparently. The short lifetime is variables declared locally. That's jeez, wow, I'm very much struggling. Okay, I should fix that. I don't want to right now, and I'm confused about how to do that because if a function gets defined before another, then how do I? Who knows? And I could recursively go through, but then that's gonna cause so many issues. So, oh wait, I could. It seems dumb though. I'd have to test. I'm confusing myself. Okay, we're gonna add const. This requires a few things. Hell, maybe even another lifetime, but I doubt it. I first of all have to figure out how LLVM like those constants. And what did they do? What the fuck did they do? What the fuck did they do? This is significantly worse. What the fuck did they do? I hate this theme. Why not just use the RTD theme? This one sucks. This is significantly worse than the RTD theme. I hate this so much. It's significantly worse. No, I didn't want the binding layer. I want the IR layer. Modules. Internal constant. Uh, Useful. For this, this looks useful. This is better than repeatedly allocating string literals, but oh, it's my programming language I'm working on. So yeah, it's a compiled programming language that targets LLVM. Trying to add consts and fix an issue with lifetimes lets you do a couple unsafe things. And then I wanna, like, I'm adding consts to defined Windows constants so I could do some goofy stuff, but also, you know, POSIX has some constants and stuff. So I need to define those to just, if I didn't define them, in a module, then I have to basically use magic values everywhere, and I don't want to do that because it's just bad practice, and if I ever need to change them, or if they do ever change, then I'm gonna have a very, very bad time. So I want const. I have no idea how the hell to link against the Windows API. Mainly because I'm assuming Windows needs a dynamic linker, right? Linux is a dynamic linker to link against dynamic libraries because it's a thing you want to do. And Windows does have dynamic link libraries. They're DLLs. So how the hell is it linking them? I can't find a single thing. All I can see is the MSVC linker. That's it. Does no one ask these fucking questions ever? Or is it like, I don't know. It it's ridiculous to me that you just cannot find this information easily. Like, it took me forever to find this information. Um, like, just what the hell is the fucking application entry point for Windows? Right? Linux underscore start. Windows, who the fuck knows? No one, apparently. But, yeah, it's WinMain, apparently. I don't... Uh... COT does more work inside main. Static initializers. I have no idea. Okay. Why do this? Okay, Windows has a few weird things like this. And this isn't even a data type. This is a definition where they define const to const. You just want to change the case? Why? For what purpose? I don't get it. This is just p void. Okay, but it's another way of denoting p void. Okay, I can see why you'd want that. All right, it's the same with type, but you want to make sure people understand that what you really want is not just a fucking default void pointer. Okay. And then h bitmap is also just a handle. hbrush, that's also a handle. That's also a handle. All of these are handles. All of these are defined to handle. I don't even know. You know, I won't even question it. Let's go back to constants. So this is how it gets mapped. It looks like. You can have struct constant. Already know about the type thing. So is this adding a constant? Or is this something else? Linkage, a Python string describing the linkage behavior of the global value of, for example, whether it is visible from other modules. The default is the empty string, meaning external. Oh, this is useful. Storage class. A Python string describing the storage class of the global value. The default is empty string, meaning default. Okay. Other possible values include DL, import, and export. That is useful. Hey, it's going very well. Thanks for asking. I guess I should ask, how are you doing? Global variable. I don't. Global constant. If true, the variable is declared a constant, meaning its contents cannot be modified. But, okay. The only thing I'm confused about is, does that mean internal immutability as well? Or is it just, you can't mutate the variable, but you can modify members inside? No clue. I think I will leave this false, because, I mean, it's the default. Now, this is built for Numba, which is for Python, so that's why I'm assuming it works like Python's global variables, where they're immutable in subscopes and whatnot. So, I don't know. It's very weird. But I think this is what I want. So it has a module, a type, a name, and address space I will leave to 0 because type. Okay, but how do I give it a value? I want to give it a value. How do I? Whoops. Okay, default value is none. It's uninitialized. That sucks. I don't want that to be uninitialized. I don't. Okay, so case module, add global value. Yeah, I have to use this global value. How do you instantiate it? Not FFI. I want to go to LLVM Lite. IR module. This won't help. Where is it? I actually have no idea. Values? And then, yeah, global value. So, quarks. Why? What's the superclass? Named value. What? What is this? I don't. What do you? Okay, so you just instantiate this normally, and set these. No, like builder methods either. Okay, I guess. Um, I don't I don't get it. Where's the data? What what am I storing? What's the type? Who knows, right? Because it is type sensitive. I how do I do this? Right? Like that's this is a weirdly short list. I want to give it data. How the fuck do I do that? Uh, I guess I don't know. Global variable. Initializer. Is that a function? I said that too. Is that a LLVM instruction? Oh, no, wait, hold on. So you can't put an LLVM instruction in because it requires a builder. I don't have a builder for uh, a global variable. Oh, right. That's okay. Yeah, I forgot about that fact. Constant of type. The default is none. So you can make a constant because that doesn't require a builder. But a function call. Okay, I gotta think about how to do that then. Okay. Is there an example of this being used? Because what I would like, I want the ability to maybe call functions, do more complex things, and just have normal literals only as the constants, because that is annoying at times. Right? Like, I'd like the ability to, if I have some struct logger, right? With some stuff happening in here, right? Then I would like the ability to have like const global logger, logger new, right? Something like this. That could be nice, right? The ability to do this would be great. And then maybe even like struct log behavior or something so you can, like, let me think. Um, really, no, this would, oh, so, okay, what I would really, oh, but you can't pass in namespaces, that's right. So struct would be the right way to go here. But I'd also, this doesn't exist yet, but there's the thing I want to add called protocol types. Really, I'd want this. And then this would be default log behavior. And then, like, I could pass in default log behavior. Right, that could work, right? A bit goofy, but you get my point, right? Something like this could be nice. Very nice. But don't have that, so whatever. Do I really want to? I need constants. Would be well. I don't need them technically. You can work without them, but I have standards, so you know. Okay. Oh, interesting. Forgot block address is a thing. Does block address work in other? Can I jump to a block that isn't inside of the current function using LLVM's block address? I've always wondered that. I don't think so. Uh, but What do you mean would be nice? Um, okay. I guess I should just get to doing instead of overthinking all of it because I need this feature no matter what. Right? There's no if, ands, or buts about it, but I don't know. So I need to go here, and then there's a variable object thing. This is a poorly organized code base, by the way. Just know that. That's what? What is this thing complaining about? It's a module. I have no clue what it's complaining about. Now there is a is constant. This is already used. So it causes a few problems. But I can just do self dot global constant. And I use slots because I care at least a little bit about memory usage. And it doesn't take that much time. It is specified in slots. What is it? It's having a stroke. Oh, whoops, I accidentally put an E at the end. Nope, it is not having a stroke. I am. So if we put this store, oh, hold on. I'm thinking. Sorry. How the hell do I do this? Is it? I thought this was gonna be easy, and I wanted nice constants, right? Because what I could do is just like tell it, all right, to find and replace, easy. But I don't want to do that. Um, or maybe I can just use. I don't. This should have been done a while ago. Uh, is this not imported? It's not. Okay. All right. Gonna be impossible to find. I don't have import sorting anymore. Forget about that. Okay. Let's see. So I need a new thing. I'm not going to just reuse the assignment operator for several reasons. What I should do, actually, see if it crashes. It does. That's because I'm an idiot. And the thing I was using does not exist anymore. Oh, because I can't spell. That's my biggest problem here. There. By the way, this is dev information. It's completely useless. This is the number of iterations the parser took, which is actually significantly too high, but I'm not good at writing parsers. I should hold on. All right. I do have to go. Um, so I'm debating whether or not to leave the stream on and come back in 15 minutes or to just go because I feel like I'm distracting myself on the stream instead of actually working. Uh, so I don't know. I guess I'll go and I'll do like BCL Development 11.5 is the episode if I come back today. Um, so that's it for me today, I guess. Uh, I will see all of you later, maybe. Join the Discord if you want updates. Start the project on GitHub. It's pretty easy to do. Um, and you'll get way more updates than this YouTube channel because the YouTube channel I do not tend to update often because it's just harder to stream than it is to make a text on Discord because I'll usually make progress and be finished with the thing I'm doing way late into the night. So I can't stream at 12 or something at night. Or I guess it's in the morning at that point. But yeah. All right. See all you later. I'm